Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to this week's Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and each week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thinking in either the realm of sales and or leadership. Today's show is kind of a throwback that I've been working with for years, and started in my first career in sales. And so I want to share this today because I've been seeing it happening again. So today's show is Stop Puking, Throw the Script Away. And I don't know where this whole script deal started. I'm sometimes wondering it's salespeople that weren't successful. And so they think that by having this script, they can take people to be successful as they were, which, quote, wasn't successful. Well, I run into this again, and I get asked, how do you get salespeople to become successful so quickly? And I'm working with some of my teams now as I have a new team, and I've got some people that are new to sales, which I love because they don't have any bad habits. And to me, it's so easy. And I don't understand why everyone is taught so differently and or managed in a way that's counter to how we interact with each other. So this is the formula that I've used for years. And it started when I discovered that people do business with people, and especially people they like. And by the way, this works with call centers, over the phone, first impression, cold calling physically, call center inbound service. People love to do business with people they like, and it's an engagement that creates it. And I'm sure those of you that are watching and or listening right now run into this all the time. You get that immediate first impression, and either you do or you don't like them, or you trust them or you don't trust them. And it has a lot to do with how their first interaction with you is. So it started when I was in sales, or just started in sales, and I was told and trained to go out and explain the features and benefits of what we sold. I mean, I went to classes. They'd send me on an airplane to a manufacturer, and they would teach us all the features, horsepower, everything, all the features and benefits of what we sold. And so that way you could go out and beat people because your features and benefits and price were better. Well, I ran into a situation. Our product was perceived as a lower value product. That was not good. In other words, 3 other products were in the marketplace, much more well respected, and they were perceived as the highest values. Oh, that's not all. Our products required service. Our closest location to where I was working was 100 miles away. The 3 leaders had locations right in the market. So they were right there. So there was no, you have to go or whatever. I mean, if the biggest leader was 100 miles away, they might have driven there and might have tried me if I was right there. But we were the lower value perception. Our service was 100 miles away. And then to throw a big wrench into the process, our company was importing at the time, this is back in the 70s, Japanese equipment that was first coming in the United States. Now, today, we all know Japanese products and equipment are as second to none to anywhere to the U.S., and it's a global economy and all that. But this was back in the 70s. So picture most of my customers 30 years earlier were fighting, because of their current age, were fighting in World War II against the Japanese. So I'm selling 4th tier product, service 100 miles away, and my manufacturer was a competitor to them in World War II, so they had this innate battle of not liking it because it was made in Japan. So then that's when I decided I was pretty well up a creek, and I said, I'm just going to focus on relationships. So as I went around the marketplace and got to know people, that's all I did, is I focused on relationships. In some of my previous shows, we've talked about relationships. And I had the one gentleman that ran the biggest company, and he would never see me. And finally, he did see me after almost a year of calling on him. He finally saw me and wanted to explain to me he was never going to buy to me because he didn't like our equipment. At the time, he was not particularly fond of our company management, and he fought the Japanese in World War II. So he pretty much told me he'd never do business with me. But I went on to build a relationship with him. And as I built the relationship, moved the clock forward, he subsequently became my biggest customer. And when I got a chance to be a leader in the company, he became the company's biggest customer. So relationships do matter. Now, I can tell you story after story after story after story about how relationships matter. I'm going to share with you because some of you are saying, well, that's face to face. Well, I got brought into a company a number of years ago, and we had call centers. And our closing ratio was really low. We had a lot of money we spent on marketing, right at $50 million. And, everybody was talking about the customer just didn't get it. We had scripts and everything. So I decided to take a trek to one of our call centers. And I was CEO. Nobody really in the call centers had formally met me. They knew my name, but they didn't know me and probably didn't even know what I looked like. So I went down, just dressed in my jeans and stuff, and showed up and hung out in this call center. And they didn't know any more than I was a guy training or learning or observing. Just went to desk after desk in the call center and just learned to listen to the call center folks in there. And when I was listening to them, it became really obvious. It was pretty funny, actually. I would hear the script and they go, okay, thank you, click. And I'd go, can I ask you a question? And we were selling products that were female related, and it was a female call center agent. I said, would you engage your best girlfriend that way? 100% of them said no. And I go, then why do you do it? And they said, if we don't follow the script every day, if we deviated off from the script, we get criticized, we can get terminated. They score us against how we stayed right on script. So they're not scoring you for results? No. So after I went around there for all day, I called a meeting of all the team. And by the way, then I kind of shared with them who I was. And I said, I would like for you to try something. I want you to engage them like they're your girlfriend. Throw the script away. Throw the script away. You know what we do really helps them, right? And they go, absolutely. We know that when we do it, they're very happy. Is that a fact? And they go, yes. I said, I want you to engage when they call in like a girlfriend. Find out a little bit about them. Take those few minutes to get to know them or seconds, and then engage them like a girlfriend. And so they started doing that. And I would listen to them, because we recorded them. And all of a sudden I watched our sales go up, our closings go up. I started listening to the conversations, and we started building raving fans through this sort of engagement. And this was a inbound call center. So this wasn't a chance to sit there and, engage somebody one-on-one, face-to-face. And it was epic how when we understood, throw the script away, became engaging, even in that few seconds, our sales went up. Another one is another example. We used to have a company, another one of my companies I went into, we had scripts. And I sat there and watched and talked to our teams, and they go, how do those scripts work? Well, we weren't doing that well with these scripts. So I said, why don't we do this? Come from behind the desk when the customer comes in. We got chairs so they could sit, kind of like, in this case, it was women to women again. You could sit there with them like you were just having a cup of coffee with a girlfriend, engage them. And then what we did is we took the forms they were filling out in advance, and we took that extra time, because the customer was worth a lot of money to us. We took that extra time, and instead of having them fill the form out in the lobby, we sat down with them and said, could we go over this together? Which gave us an opportunity to say, are you married? That was one of the things, and they go, yeah. Say, what's your husband think about you being in here today? Oh, he's excited. This is my wedding gift. Whatever. What this engagement did is it built trust in a relationship in probably less than 4 or 5 minutes that took our closing average way up. Way up. And so, I'm sharing with you, focus on the customer. Engage with great open-ended questions. If nothing more, do a 20-second get to know them. Be natural. Stop puking. By the way, if you can see this, I've got my puke protector. And if you look at the video, you can see the puke protector. And I give this to all my ninjas. And it's a poncho. And the label says Customer Presentation Clothes Protector. And what it says is, this Customer Presentation Clothes Protector, which by the way is a poncho, is being provided to you by your salesperson to ensure your safety while we puke our presentation all over you. I give this to all my ninjas and stuff so they can put it in their car, on their desk, or whatever, to remind them to throw the script away and genuinely engage with the person you're dealing with. And if you do that, you will see your success totally take off. I have a free offer for all of you that are listening or watching today. I will mail you a puke protector for your own reminder to quit throwing up, become genuine, and finally throw the script away. Yep, I'll mail you one. All you got to do is reach out at help@adjunctco.com, put your address there and your name, obviously, and I will mail you a Customer Presentation Clothes Protector. I call it Puke Protector. It's the poncho that's a reminder to you that this is being provided to you by your salesperson to ensure your safety while we puke our presentation all over you. So, remember, this week, quit throwing up. Be genuine. Throw the script away. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, if this helps you, to share on any one of the social media sites so your friends get the same advantage you do. And I'll see you next week. So let's throw the script away.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanacres.com. Also, visit us at www.deanacres.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.